It's nearly time for afternoon tea. Why not keep me company for a while? There'll be plenty of time for work later. Today's no good for going out. Did I say that yesterday as well?
Oh, shucky ducky, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hope we're having a great day today. It's Sunday, 9th of July, 2023. We are 1 week into the new financial year. When I looked at my camera just then, I was thinking, camera lens looks a little bit different than usual. And then I remember, oh, yesterday I went outside to have a little walk around at lunch. I brought my camera with me because I had heard some commotion going on outside. And so I was wondering, like, what's going on? Is shit popping off? Like, what's happening? Turns out there was a pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel protest going on in Town Hall. So there we go. It's very interesting when that protest was happening. What I noticed that I found somewhat amusing, actually. The main event, obviously, is the protest and the political ramifications of the message with which that protest is trying to give. But the cops did something somewhat unexpected and, in my opinion, quite novel. They brought in a couple of horses. And suddenly, nobody really cared about the protest. Everyone cared about the horses.
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Like, we kind of just stopped caring about the horses in general. Sorry, we kind of stopped caring about the protest in general. And we focused exclusively on the horses. Everyone was... Whilst like, kids were holding up signs like, Free Palestine, yada 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 yada. Everyone was, like, staring at the horses. Everyone was taking photos of the horses. I was also taking photos of the horses. For the record, I was also taking photos of the horses. So, yeah, I feel like it just seemed to me like a real microcosm of the human psyche. There are massively important things that we should pay attention to. Not necessarily just Palestine, we probably should pay attention to Palestine, but not just Palestine, but like other massively important things that we should worry about. But god damn it, that horse. That's the only thing I can think about right now. I'm going to the beach, but I'm freaking stupid and I put temporary hair dye all over my hair, realizing I'm going to wash it off. You put temporary hair dye on your head before you went to the beach. Okay. It seems to me like your only course of action, Cherry Rose, and also hello, Cherry Rose. I think it seems to me like your only course of action at this point is having to actually not go into the water. Get us all! Hey, how's it going? There's a video where a child was crying, mom turns on the faucet, baby stops crying and watches the water. The protest sounds like that? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, it's important to really talk about... It's important that we, as a people, actually come together and talk about something like the Palestinian and Israeli conflict. And we can do that. If we have the capacity... If we have... Not the capacity. If we have the attention span to do so. But once those horses showed up, nobody was paying attention to the protest. Nobody is paying attention at all to the protest. Also, that protest, like, even when people were, like, sort of trying to pay attention to that protest, enthusiasm was not really there. As always, you'd have, like, the people out in the front who are like, alright, say it with me, free Palestine! And then the response is, free Palestine, like, okay, cool, whatever, who cares? Like, yeah, okay, we're kind of into it, but we're not really all that into it, who cares? You know, like, there's maybe 5 of us here who really care. And then the rest of us are kind of just too busy looking at the horse. So, yeah, like, not exactly, in my opinion, not exactly the most effective protest that I've seen in a while. Oh no! Lisa! Maji kayo! Okay. For the record, it was not my intention to hit those Sumter Beasts. That was my mistake. Moving on. How's your day been, Kennesaw? I spent my day... So today I spent my day fixing up something, finishing the edit of the armor strip video for 2023. I realized I actually didn't do it. I didn't do a Warframe armor strip video in 2022. So this is literally a year and a half late. But I finally finished and uploaded the armor strip video for 2023. How to strip armor in Warframe. Oh, it was there. Oh my god, how am I supposed to hit all three? I wonder if... You know how everybody's like, man, who's posting... You know how people are asking like, man, who's posting the commission where you jump on mushrooms? I'm thinking, who's posting the commission where you hit the floppy ones as well? Are these Nahita's commissions? Is she is it really Nahita who's like unironically just putting in these commissions of like, let's just give the traveler a good time, you know, instead of like, oh my god, please fix my problem. How about just, here's some bouncy mushrooms, go have some fun. Or like, here's some floppy mushrooms, go play friggin' Hungry Hippo. No, go play Whack-A-Mole. I have no time to wash it in the shower. Cherry Rose, don't go in the water, mate. Don't go in the water. Been trading Pokemon. I have several boxes full of Beast Ball Rowlet left over from the last year. I've been updating them to the global trade station. Wait, what in the tarn? Wait, is this like IRL Pokemon trading? Pokemon trading?
Come a little closer.
As in Pokemon card trading?
You're in for a little shock.
You wash it off in the sink? Ooh. I guess if you go into the water, it's going to wash off into the sea. So... there's that. The thing is... you are in essentially a... What? That pissed off the Sumter Beast? No shot!
Come a little closer.
Okay, well, okay. That Sumter Beast... That Sumter Beast had it coming to him. Hey, Seed, how's it going? Pokemon? Oh, is this in like, I don't know, like the latest Pokemon game that's came out on like, on the Switch, or is this something else entirely? Or do you mean like boxes of... Or do you mean boxes of Pokemon? That's what I'm a little bit confused by. If you said I've been trading Pokemon, that's it, I'd be like, oh, okay, it must be from like one of the games or maybe Pokemon Go. But you say you have several boxes full of whatever the hell Beast Ball Rowlet is? I don't know what that is.
Today's no good for going
You've been
out.
and then you've been uploading them to the global trade station.
As well.
Is this like all part of the Switch Pokemon game or something like that? Also, hey, Seed, how's it going? What did I think about the movie last night? I mean, same thing that I thought about before. I've always really liked Guardians 3. I thought Guardians 3 was really, really well done. Especially compared to all of the more recent Marvel films, which have been more of a hit and miss at this point. I think this one was absolutely a hit. So, if you haven't seen it, and you missed last night's movie night, Tough. No, you should definitely go and see it. It's now available to pirate. It's now available on Disney Plus as well, so if you have that. I mean, the reason why I'm even able to download it in the first place is because it's available on Disney Plus. I would assume. Box refers to your in-game PC box? Right. Okay, okay. Gotcha. Folks, I finally have a triple EM build on Dahaya. So, you know, we have this, which is great, with 58 EM, nice. This one has 40 EM, and some HP percent. Nice. This is an this is an EM main stat with some crit rate and some ER. The crit rate, actually, the crit rate doesn't matter. It's mainly the ER that matters at this point. EM Goblet on the flower set. Cha-ching! And so, this is an EM main stat off-piece. So, my Dahaya has 737 EM. And of course, and the idea is to run sack rate. So,
It's nearly time for afternoon tea.
Burgeon Dahaya is complete. How often I end up playing Burgeon Dahaya, we'll see. What the hell was that? Are we still alive, chat? Ops just randomly flashed. That was weird. I'm gonna have the stream running on my phone just so that I have some indication of whether or not my stream actually just straight up dies. Why do people use this laughing crying emoji instead of this laughing cry? There's already a cry laugh emoji. Is that the laughing crying emoji? I'm pretty sure that's the sobbing emoji, the first one. The other one is the cry laugh emoji, that's for sure. But the first one is just crying emoji. Why didn't you just make an EM build on Crimson Witch? Because I don't have any Crimson Witch pieces, number one. Number two, Flowers of Power. This is Burgeon Dahaya, not Vape Dahaya. This is Burgeon Dahaya. Full EM. Burgeon Dahaya. It's a little bit different. Okay, of course, as always, like, why would I play Burgeon if I could just play Nilu? So there is that. But if nothing else, at least it's an interesting way to play Dahaya, I guess. At least I feel like it's an interesting way to play Dahaya. I'm sure someone out there is going to be like, no, you can't play Dahaya at all, shut the fuck up. Or like, no, play Toma instead. I'm like, I don't want to play Toma.
Taking a turn for the better. Hear my prayer.
Oh, speaking of Nilu, I was watching Kokumi Clan, and apparently, according to Kokumi Clan, there's some drama in the Nilu mains. There's some drama amongst Nilu mains, specifically to do with the premise of the question, which is Crimson Witch increases Burgeon damage by 40%. What's flop? Okay, the equipping character's Bloom Burgeon damage will be increased by 40%. The equipping character's okay, so first off, I also get some EM. Secondly, the equipping character's Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon reaction damage are increased by 40%. Additionally, after the character triggers Bloom, Hyper Bloom, or Burgeon, they will gain another 25% bonus to that effect. Each stack lasts 10 seconds, maximum 4 stacks simultaneously, thus bringing it from 40 to 140%. I'm pretty sure that's why flop is the set to go for if you are trying to do just some form of a bloom team. If you have the time, the energy, flop over Crimson Witch, surely, right? Unless I'm missing something else with Crimson Witch. So yeah, Crimson Witch will increase burden damage by 40%. So does Flop. Flop will also increase it by another 100%. Burning and Overload are also increased. That is true. But Burning doesn't exactly do a whole lot of damage. Overload will do. But anyway, I think for the purposes of what I'm trying to achieve, Flop is the way to go. This is not just on-field Dehire. This is, if anything, this is actually like off-field Dehire. So hopefully, so in theory, the pyro doesn't happen as quickly, allowing for like bigger hits. Well, not bigger hits, but like big hits of like multiple seeds exploding. Of course, then there's that 2 seed limit cap.
Seems like an emergency.
Anyway, it is what it is. I'm running Flowers of Paradise Lost on Candace as well. Anyway, as I was saying, there is some there's some drama going on in the Nilou main, specifically among around the discussion on the topic of whether or not Nilou is a niche character. Now, Kogami Clan believes, or rather, Kogami Clan asserts that Nilou is not a niche character, mainly because when it comes to playing like Nilou as she is intended, people often will look to the fact that you have to use Dendro and Hydro characters, and only Dendro and Hydro characters, and that is true. If you want to do the great big Omega LOL Super Blooms, you will need specifically Dendro and Hydro characters. One would therefore look at that and think, oh yeah, Nilou is a niche character. But if you think about it, the interesting thing about Nilou is that she needs specifically Dendro or Hydro characters, but she works with any and all Dendro or Hydro characters. Like, you name any Dendro or Hydro character, and I will put them in a Nilou team, 100%. The entire Dendro cast works with Nilou. Perfectly, in fact. DMC is fantastic as off-field for Nilou shenanigans, for the Hydro triggers to pop off. Kole is actually part of what is arguably Nilou's strongest form of a Super Bloom team. Nahida is Nahida, of course she's really good with Nilou. Who came afterwards? Alhaitham is fantastic as an on-field Dendro driver type dealio, you know? It's like an on-field Dendro enabler. Kave is slightly, in my personal opinion, slightly memeable. But you can still use Kave in a Nilou team if you want. That's entirely up to you. And Kirara makes Baiju is Baiju is an incredible healer, and so is Yao Yao, by the way. Baiju and Yao Yao make for like incredible Dendro healers, and Baiju as well can be a sort of a pseudo Dendro shield. And then you have also the curious case of Kirara, who she will work really, really well in a Nilou team, but you're going to need to have like non-Xingqiu and Yalan type off-field Hydro application to trigger Bloom Seeds, because if you play Kirara the way she's supposed to be played, you're not really doing it all attacks, you know? So like there's that, right? So every single Dendro character works with Nilou. And I feel like if that's the case, that is starting to really... I kind of do agree. That is starting to like go against the premise of her being niche. On top of that, every single Hydra character, with the exception of literally no one, works with Nilou as well. Obviously, some of them are... Obviously, we have like on-fielders versus off-fielders. So naturally, if you use someone like Tart, you should bring along someone like Baiju. If you're using someone like Kokomi, then you can just pop off with someone like Alhaitham. So, you know... Or if you're using like Yalan, then you can just pop off with Alhaitham. It doesn't matter, right? So there's that. But every single Hydro character, even Candace. I'm using Candace, a character that when she first came out, people were like, "How the hell am I supposed to fit her in any team? Do I just use her in like an Ayato team and just move on, or do I use her in like a sort of like a Shangling weird?" Like normal attack vape team, or like what am I supposed to do here, right? No, Candace is... I heckin' love Candace. She's the tank. she's the tank of my she's the tank of my Nilou team. So, you know, whatever. In this role, I could totally use Tatalia as well if I want, but I don't want to, so, you know, it is what it is. And ironically enough, because it's difficult to find another team, at least in my opinion, because it's difficult for me to find another team where I actually like running Candace for now, it means that her exclusively having my stronger Flowers of Paradise Lost set is also a buff, because it means I don't have to worry about swapping the builds or anything. So that's really, really cool. Pretty sure Nilou works outside of Dendro teams. Yeah, Nilou also works outside of Dendro teams. You can totally play like friggin' Nilou National if you want, which is to be expected. This frickin' XYZ National usually works. But the other thing as well is like Nilou can be used as like pretty good off-field Hydro. Pretty good off-field Hydro that doesn't require you to do a friggin' normal attack. That role is probably going to get taken over by Fossilors when she shows up. I suspect Fossilors is going to be like really good off-field Hydro that doesn't need you to do normal attacks. Kind of like off-field Kokomi, but like not exactly. But yeah, what are the numbers on her skill talents? So I have my Nilou 288. So with a lot of... Considering that she has a lot of HP, her skill is 5% of her max HP, and then there's also like up to 11% of her max HP when her HP is like 55k. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You look at a character like Tatalia's ult. Okay, you look at a character like Tatalia's ult. Melee version, 835 of his attack. So, 835 of... What the hell? Oh, I'm using Viridescent Hunt, that's right. 835 of, like, a bunch of attack. Oh, I'm running an EM sound. Why? Oh, because I only ever run him... I don't play him. Like, ever. So, okay, fine, whatever. So, like, you know, 800 something % of his attack, which is like, what, 1,000? 835% of his attack, which is like about 1,200. 1,200 damage. Just at base. Nilu's ult. 29.5% of her HP. 29.5% of her 55k HP, which is like, just doing the math, like 20k. 20k just to start off with. Yeah, that seems really high. And then there's another 36% of her max HP at a base, which is like 36% of 55k, which is more than 20. Oh, what even is the number? It's not a few. It's not like 1,000 or something. It's way more than that. Like 36%. Oh no, 0.36 times. I have 550. Let's just say. That's nearly 20k. 20k damage at a base. I don't know, man. Seems pretty high. I have been meaning to try running Sack Sword Nilu. Whoa, what the hell is this? 40% of 100,000 is 40,000. Then divide that by 2. Right? Yeah, good point. What the hell is this? It looks like a Dahaya goblet for like EOSF Dahaya. She probably wants pyro percent, but still. I'm currently sort of like on the hunt for a for an Electro Goblet that's got really good stats, because according to the Akasha system, if I want to like if I want to flex my Raiden Shogun even harder, apparently I need an Electro Goblet, especially because I'm using Engulfing Lightning. If I get a really good Electro Cup on set, or if I get a really good ER Sand on set, then that is how my Raiden Shogun can suddenly become an even more of a flex Raiden Shogun. And by flex, I do mean flexing on all these bitches. Flex Raiden Shogun. But in the meantime, I am using an attack cup. I'm using an attack cup because that was the initial mentality. So, what the hell was that? Okay. So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Completely unnecessary, but at the same time, what the hell else am I gonna farm? If it's an electro cup with like nothing but crit rate, even better. So we'll see. But yeah, not only is Nilu a character that works pretty much with every single Hydro and Dendro character, like every single Hydro and Dendro character, of which there's a lot of characters, you could still use her as pretty decent Hydro application off-field for a freeze team if you really need to. You can totally play her in like in a national team, absolutely, in place of Tatalia, if for whatever reason you don't want to use Tatalia on your international team, or if you want to, let's say, or maybe you don't have Tatalia and you never want to get Tatalia, but you still want to play some form of, you know, international, then this, I think, I haven't tried this yet, but I think this, where's Shangling? This should work. This should work really, really well, in fact. Okay, Benny's ult is going to be borderline meaningless for Nilu, but this should work. And what I'm thinking of is, what if I run Sack Sword? right? What if I run Sack Sword and I somehow inevitably eventually get an EOSF set that is as good as my Raiden Shogun set? Probably will end up using an ER sand over an HP sand. as much as I probably should. Sack Sword totally. That made me love Ben since 3.6. I've played Sack Sword Ben and I still don't like it. Oh, that's right. I have a Hydro Cup as well. Christ. Okay. I have a Hydro Cup as well. Okay, so if I were to run Sack Sword Nilu with like nearly 60 crit rate, 172 crit damage, 250 ER, and a Hydro Cup, and I still have 26k HP. Okay. Let's redo the calculations now that I have like a normal ass build. 29% of 26k is like what? 29.295 times my max HP is currently 26,558. It's still 7k damage at a base.
First, get into position.
That's allegedly her base damage. With Tart's ult, that's also the base damage, but it's only like 800 and something % attack. And attack normally doesn't go above 2.5k. Even with with Benny, it doesn't. With Benny, it's like 3k. But like 800 and something % of. Oh no, 800 and something % though.
Yeah.
Oh no, 800 and something %. That should be like 24k with Benny ult. Oh, I completely missed. I fucked up with the numbers. Doesn't matter. I mean, I probably could just run like the gilded set that I had before.
Here. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night, wind strike.
You're toast. Dance with the waves.
This will do!
With all my strength.
Kate's using Bennett. I'm just trying something.
The wind knows me.
Everybody stand back. Let's light it up. Positions. Boba, get them.
Time to go.
Okay, we're gonna try that again. I'm trying to run Nilu National. See if that works. That's all. That's what I'm trying to do. With an EOSF Sack Sword Nilu.
I'm going in.
As one with wind and cloud, wind strike.
At the right pan. This
Don't block. Don't block.
with all my strength.
Wah.
Boba.
Kind of works.
One with nature.
Here. Everybody stand back. At the right pan. Dance with the waves.
Wah. Oh my god, Benny, please learn how to heal.
Let's light it up. Positions. Boba, get them.
This will end you! One
With all my strength.
you win.
Anyway.
This battle
we were talking about basically, guys, how welcome. We're talking about like this this drama that's going on in among Nilou mains right now. The premise of Nilou being a niche character, because Kokomi Clan made a video about how Nilou is not a niche character, and it seems like I think from what I gather, there's at least a handful of Nilou mains who really disagree with that concept, and I find myself in agreement. I don't think Nilou is like, whenever we think about Nilou, and whenever we think about the question of is Nilou a niche character, we obviously immediately think about, well, you have to actually, you know, do the thing. You have to use specifically Dendro or Hydro characters. So Nilou is a niche character. Except not really. Because Nilou kinda Nilou can kinda use like every single Dendro or Hydro character in the game. Like, you could basically use that one. I usually don't agree with him too. You usually don't. I mean, he's a Kokomi main, it is what it is, but I actually do find his takes to be, you know, interesting. And in this particular case, I do find myself agreeing with him on Nilou. I don't think Nilou is a niche character, because you can use a lot of characters with Nilou. I want him to see his strange takes too. It's just a different perspective. And it's interesting to see what other people's different perspectives are. You're watching an Aloy main. But like you can use every single Dendro or Hydro character in the game with Nilou, which, I mean, if we compare that to a character who often is never labeled as being niche, Hu Tao, that's not true. You can't use every single Hydro character with Hu Tao. If you bring Kokomi to a Hu Tao team, that Hu Tao is crying. If you bring a Barbara to a Hu Tao team, that Hu Tao is crying. You can bring if you bring anything less than C6 Candace to a Hu Tao team, that ain't gonna work. It's kind of like Child. You can technically use him everywhere, but his best is international. Yeah, but I don't think people would call Child a niche character. That's the point. Is that Nilou's best team is some form of a Dendro Hydro team, because that's literally how her kit works. But on top of that, you can actually just use every single Dendro Hydro character. So when it comes to like a Nilou team, it's really just slap on whoever and go. Every single Hydro character works with Nilou, I think. Like, okay, Mona's a bit of a weird one, but you can kind of make it work. On-field Mona, I guess you can you could do it with on-field Mona. Barbs is part of her free-to-play team. Barbs is part of her free-to-play team. Xingqiu, you run with like Alhaitham. I've already talked about Mona. She's potentially the weirdest one, but outside of that, Yelan, same idea. You run her with like Alhaitham, you're good to go. Or on-field Nahida, you're good to go. You know, Candace, I literally demonstrate how you run a Nilou team with Candace every day. Like, Ayato is like incredible off-field Hydro app. So you can run Ayato with Kirara, for example, and you will do absolutely perfectly fine. You know, like, every single Hydro character works, and then every single Dendro character works with Nilou, because, I mean, they're all fantastic, right? DMC as a baseline is already a fantastic character for Nilou. Fantastic off-field for Nilou. Kole is unironically part of Nilou's strongest comp at the present moment. Like, you think that with all of the characters that have already showed up, Baiju, Yao Yao, Alhaitham, you think that like Kole's place in the Nilou meta won't be there anymore, but apparently she's still like one of the strongest additions to your Nilou team. Somehow, I don't really understand it myself, but everybody's like, oh yeah, no, the strongest Nilou team is Nilou, Kokomi, Kole, Nahida. If you ask me, I would have said Nilu, Baiju, friggin' Kokomi, Kole, surely, right? But no. No, apparently the assertion is that Kole is really, really good. So, okay, it is what it is. And then aside from that, then of course Nahida showed up, and you know how Nahida works. I don't have to tell you that. Alhaitham is great, Baiju is great, Yao Yao's great. Kave might, in my opinion, Kave might be the strangest Dendro character to use in a Nilo team. Mainly because he's kind of budget Nahida, but not really. But you can basically play him like Alhaitham, so you're fine anyway. You know?
Where's my...
Oh, Tignari might be actually the strong... Tignari might actually be the strangest one, actually, not gonna lie. But... I've done Tignari Nilu teams before. If you're going up against, like... If you're going into a Spiral Abyss and you know for a fact that friggin' Wenut is part of it somehow, then you might... Then if you go like... Kokomi... If you go Nilu, Kokomi, Nahida, Tignari, then not only do you already have the AoE part of the Spiral Abyss sorted out because it's a freaking Nilu team, hello, but then on top of that, Tignari can help you with the single target damage as well. Not as much single target damage as if you were doing spread hyper carry, but
Take a deep breath.
you can still do some pretty decent single target damage, so you know. So like,
All your
you know,
sleepiness and shit.
ignore the bloom numbers because my Nilu, sorry, my Nahida, sorry, crap. Ignore the single target damage numbers because the bloom damage numbers because my Kokomi is not an EM Kokomi, but
We'll need a
you can totally do something like this and you'll be fine. Nilu's such a ridiculously goated character that this is fine.
Here. This may hurt a little. The Temple of Wisdom.
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Hoya!
Covenant of the Deep.
This will do! Cut down!
You know, you activate Kokomi's ult, that brings the jellyfish back, and then you start on-fielding with Nahida. You wait until Tignari's grenade is back, and then you just start popping off again. Like, you'll be fine. It's not ideal, it's definitely not it's definitely not the strongest Nilu team in the universe, but you'll be fine. I have EM Kokomi in a Nilu team, but I still end up with Clam Kokomi instead. Yeah! When it comes to Kokomi, you can't go wrong with Clam Kokomi. You can't really ever go wrong with Clam Kokomi. But yeah, you have so many options. Like, especially because Yao Yao and Baiju exist. Especially because you have Yao Yao and Baiju exist. You have so many options now. It's actually insane how, like, dare I say, at least in the Dendro and Hydro space, universal Nilu is. She works with everyone. To varying levels, but she works with everyone, right? And then outside of the Dendro Hydro shenanigans, you can totally play her as a Vapor. You can totally play her in Freeze. She's a Hydro character. Who cares, right? Like if you need Hydro off field that doesn't need you to do a normal attack, like if you can use her in Dahaya Vape. You can't use Xingqiu Yalan into higher vape because when she's doing her punches, they're not normal attacks, are they, folks? But it works with Nilu. Why? Because their off-field Hydro application doesn't need you to do normal attacks. So there's that. Like obviously right now, who the fuck plays vape to higher? I'm just saying. Linny is coming. Another character who doesn't do normal attacks for the most part. So if you want to play vape Linny, which might be a thing,
Like this. Then move.
everyone's saying mono pyro Linny is the way to go. I mean, I'ma just say it right now, right? If you go mono pyro Linny with Kaz, I mean, okay, my Kaz will give Linny like an additional 35-ish% damage bonus. There's a good fair chance Linny's using a Pyro Cup, which means he already has 40 something. Like, it's not gonna be as big of an increase as we think it's gonna be. But what if you bring Nilu, vape Linny, and you don't need to do normal attacks? Vapes, I think. Well, vapes are how much damage is it? Like 50% extra damage, or is it double? I don't remember. But like, oh, I mean, and then like EM is a thing as well. But like, whatever. Isn't the highest pyro application more aggressive than Nilu's hydro application? You know what? I don't know. You know what? I actually don't know. The guy has some crazy pyro app from what I gather. Maybe. And if that's the case, then throw everything I just said out the window. If that's the case, then throw everything I just said out the window. I don't know. I haven't played him. I don't think we've seen any leaks about pyro application and all that jazz just yet. So we'll see. You know, ignore the numbers. This is a Flowers of Paralyzed Lost Dahlia. So ignore the numbers. Ignore the numbers.
Where are we dancing today?
I don't even know how. Oh crap! I don't even know how I want to necessarily approach this, but Kaz, why not? Wait, what the? Kaz, where are you? Kaz and Dahlia. Okay.
Time to get down to business.
I am losing it. Okay, here we go. Ignore the numbers. We're just trying to see if the vapes work.
Positions. Gloves off.
Ah, the pyro aura is lost. Is it because he's standing on burning? Oh, because Nilu's thing disappeared.
All eyes on me.
Okami might just make it worse. Wait. No. Hold on. Why would Kokomi make it worse?
Positions.
Which the premise is to do vapes with
Adorn my night into the wind.
the premise is to do vapes with Dahlia, not vapes with Nilu. Okay, I'm going to wait until
Rest and rebuild. Follow my streak. Set rings.
see the Hydra aura stays. So vape Dahlia with Nilu.
This is for you.
Wind strike.
Allow me. Buckle up. Covenant of defeat. Let's move out.
And I think this is going to be made a lot better when Fossilor shows up. Because I suspect her kit might actually have something to do with, like, buffing characters if they lose health. And this might make even more sense with, like, that, crit rate loss equals extra, crit chance set. like, yeah, we've discussed before, it's probably not going to make a whole lot of sense if, Dahlia doesn't do any, oh, you know what? Crap. You know what? Let's actually give that let's give it an actual try. God damn it, let's actually give that a try. Okay, yeah, I'll use my Raiden Shogun set. You know, that like actually busted goated set. Do I have a pirate? Oh yeah, I do for Shangling. Okay. And then I have Shangling's Pyro Cup, which is fine, whatever. And I have this. And then I also have a Black Cliff Slasher. So 56 to something HP. She's got 31k HP still, so have I leveled up her talents? Yeah, I have. 288. Okay, we're looking at 288 on the talents, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But like, this is less of like a, you know, actual damage thing, because I'm pretty sure the Theory Crisis have already tried. But like, proof of concept, you can use Nilu with Dahlia, and that seems to be enough for Dahlia, which is, you know, whatever. But that's interesting, isn't it, chat? Yeah, normally you bring Bennett, but you know how I am with Bennett.
All eyes on me.
But yeah, yeah, normally you bring Bennett, that is true. Okay, here we go.
With all my strength. Buckle up.
Clouds high. The birds call.
You asked for it.
Okay.
Positions. Yeah.
Ah. 17k. Wait, 17k base? What the hell?
Into the wind.
Walk alive.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my
Dance with the waves. Here.
The wind knows me.
Hold the line.
Time to go.
Mono Pyro still hits harder? Oh, you reckon? Yeah, fair enough.
With all my strength.
Okay, just Nilu. You know.
Buckle up. Allow me.
Linny with the higher seems nice. Yeah, Linny with the higher does seem nice, actually. I've seen that discussion.
Clouds high.
It's yeah, it will be interesting. Finding ways to make the higher seem interesting is obviously going to be something that I'm going to be interested in trying to do myself. From what I gather, from what I've heard from the leaks, apparently Linny's charge attack is ever so slightly faster than Ganyu's charge attacks. To get the prop arrow out, that is. I don't know for sure, but we will find out when he drops. I am going to reserve my judgment on whether or not I want to get Linny until we try him out. The Hydro definitely sticks. Yeah, the Hydro definitely sticks. And that's the point. You can try and figure out everything else afterwards, but the main takeaway is that the Hydro sticks. Yeah, so, I don't, yeah. Filter EOSF? Yeah, true. Well, I mean, it's right here. Except, I'm not using EOS, I wasn't using an EOSF sand. I was using an off-piece sand. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see Nilu be used outside of Dendrohydro sometimes. And then, you know, like, you know, it's all up in the air. This kind of stuff is all up in the air, but like the main thing is that like I'm just excited to see some crazy shit. Okay. I'm still not convinced that Linny and Lynette work well together. We'll have to see how that we'll have to see how that's supposed to work out. But I'm still not convinced that Linny and Lynette worked well together, which is kind of hilarious because they're siblings, hello. The Travail trailer, hello. Their entire premise is that they're meant to be together, hello. Like, I kind of understand the idea of using Lynette as like a scuffed Kaz at C1, I guess. I don't know. But she doesn't even necessarily do what Kaz does, so... And then they have clashing talents, which doesn't make sense to me. Last I checked. But what the hell do I know? Alright, who's ready to yell one with the forest?
Let's go gather some.
Let's go gather them. Let's go gather some samples.
You're in for a little
Commit it to memory.
Mind the side effects.
Remember, help. One with the forest.
One with the forest.
Nip that in the butt.
Let's nip that in the bud. Was that from Nahida or was that from Tignari? 55k charge attack. That was very, very... that was a lot. That hit a lot harder than I thought it would. Good on you, Tignari. Anyway, I think we can settle that. For starters, Nilu is not a niche character. If we want to talk about a character who is niche, I would actually look, as I said before, I would almost consider looking towards Hu Tao.
I'm used to the rain.
When you think about Hu Tao's teams, in terms of a Hydro support, it has to be either Xingqiu or Yalan because... or Nilu, I guess. But that kind of goes back to the point of, well, you can use Nilu anywhere.
Try not to enjoy this too.
Like, you kind of basically have to use Xingqiu Yalan because of how Hu Tao works. Virgin Hu Tao doesn't really work. You don't really want to bring a healer to a Hu Tao team 99% of the time. Which means you have to relegate yourself to either Zhongli, Toma, or Tank Fei. There is some universality involved. There's some like argument against nicheness where like you can argue, well, Hu Tao teams also bring along Amber, which is fair. It's not a whole lot of teams that would unironically bring Amber, at least in the TC space. But Hu Tao is usually it's Vape, and that's it. And not just Vape with whoever, it's Vape with mainly Xingqiu Yalan or I don't think I've seen anyone run Vape with Nilu. I don't think it might be actually Hu Tao might be too fast for Nilu. Nilu can keep up with the higher, which is great, but I don't think Nilu can keep up with Hu Tao. Has anyone tried? Because I haven't. I can, if I want to. But yeah, like Nilu, just bring Dendrohydro, otherwise it doesn't matter.
Come a little closer.
Hu Tao? Don't bring a healer! Whatever you do not bring a healer! Oh my god, do not bring a healer! If you bring a healer, I'm gonna do no damage. Wallah, do not bring a healer! Okay. Dare I say, she's slightly more niche than Nilu. But nobody calls Hu Tao niche. And neither am I. I'm not saying Hu Tao is a niche character. I don't think she's necessarily niche. I haven't given the nicheness of Hu Tao all that much thought. But she's not as universal as like Raiden Shogun. Who set the definition of niche anyway? In Pokemon, weather teams, trick room teams, terrain teams, that's 3 classes of teams, but that doesn't mean any of those teams are constrained. Yeah, I don't even know, like, I'm not entirely sure what the community definition of niche even is. I kind of figured it was probably just like the sort of idea of like, well, if you're kind of constrained to one specific playstyle, then you're niche. Which is not true of Nilou. I don't even think it's necessarily true of Hu Tao. Or maybe it's like if there are only like so many, if there's only like a certain number of meta teams with a character, then that character is niche. As much as I love and advocate Aloy at 24/7, there's no Aloy teams that are considered better. I will continue to tell you that Freezelaw is meta, but it's not. That doesn't make Aloy. But people don't call Aloy niche. People call Aloy trash because they're assholes. But like. That's not being niche. That's just not. That's just like something else. You know, like is Lisa a niche character because she's borderline never used in Spiral Abyss. She's almost never. Well, actually, she is never in any discussions. But is Lisa niche? No. Absolutely not. Lisa has Quicken teams. Lisa has Hyper Bloom teams. Hell, Lisa has friggin' Overload teams. For all I know, for all I care, Lisa has Overload teams, Quicken teams, Hyper Bloom teams. Like you could do so much with Lisa. Hell. I run friggin' triple Electro Death Squad Lisa with C6 Sarah because that works too. Is Lisa a niche character? No. Geo teams can be called niche, but it works in a variety of situations. Yeah, Geo teams are kind of like Nilou teams. Because what is the reason why people call Nilou niche? Is because you basically generally bring Dendro or Hydro and that's it. In a similar capacity, it's like that with Geo. If you want to make a Geo team, you generally just bring other Geo characters and you're good to go. So in that regard, is Geo niche? Yeah, sort of, because at least with Nilou it's Dendro and Hydro, whereas with Geo it's just Geo, right? But generally speaking, Geo teams, you can just bring whoever you want. You can bring any of the Geo characters and you're pretty much good to go. You know, like Ito, obviously, Ito, Goro, Noelle, Zhongli, yeah, they all work in a Geo team. Absolutely. Wait, where is... Oh god, is it all the way up there? Chat, I'm gonna... Wait, chat, do I get up there by jumping in this thing? There's a waypoint that I want to unlock. Do I get that waypoint that's up there by jumping in this? I can't jump in this. Maybe it's part of the story. Okay, let's just continue the actual bloody story then. Oh god, I have to go all the way over there. Kate, am I feeling lucky today? Not particularly. Why? Do you want me to roll on the Claire banner? Is that what you're trying to get me to do? The context of niche is probably defined first. I think it should be based on the content that it can cover. Can Nilou Bloom work in a variety of enemies? Then it's not niche, it's versatile. Yeah, I would argue that Nilou Bloom, as long as you sort of like change it up slightly, like if you're going up against like Wenut, then maybe bring Kategari. But like aside from that, Nilou, Bloom, kinda okay. Obviously, if you're going up against a group of Dendro Slimes, what are you doing playing Nilou, Bloom? That being said, Nilou herself like can potentially do a lot of damage, but whatever. That's beside the point. If you go up against a bunch of Dendro Slimes, then you're just being an idiot. But aside from that, like Nilou Bloom kills everything. Kind of just kills everything like really, really quickly. Dare I say, it's one of the fastest AoE teams in the game. It kind of just kills everything so absurdly quickly. It's ridiculous. I love Nilou teams so much. When I see people like Zajeff who are like, I didn't bother getting Nilou. I'm like, bro, why? You like international, but you don't like Nilou? How? Nilou is literally like international, but way more fun. Like it's literally the entire premise of international. Like tons of AoE damage, tons of reaction damage, but it's way more exciting than international. Yeah, you don't get as big numbers. Okay, fine. But you also don't need to deal with Oppa Shangling's ridiculous energy regeneration. Or like you don't need to deal with Oppa Shangling's ludicrous ER requirements. You don't have to deal with that either. So, what are we hollering about? Just play Nilou. It's so much better. It's just better and it's more fun. Who cares? Just do it. Do it, you schmuck. Oh, I need to bring Hydra characters for this, don't I? Speaking of that, I guess we're bringing Hydra characters now.
Here.
You could say Nilou team is its own national team. Here's the other thing that I wanted to talk about with regards to this discussion. The question is always, is Nilou a niche character? Is Nilou a niche unit? First off, she's not a unit. She's a character, okay? There is only one playable person that I would define as a unit, and that's Bennett. Why? Because we don't know anything about Bennett, do we? What incarnation is the story? Do you, like, aside from, like, I don't know, reading a couple of books, I guess? I don't even know. Like, what the hell is the story? He doesn't exist in any of the main... in any of, like, the main story quests whatsoever. As far as I can tell, there's nothing about him. Now, okay, yeah, he does have a hangout. I haven't done it. I hope you can tell. He has a hangout. I don't know what it says. I don't know what it's about. In much the same way that Australia has a constitution, but we don't know what it says. If push comes to shove, we'll crack it out and have a look. But I don't know what it is. And in a similar capacity, Bennett allegedly has a story. I don't know what it is. He doesn't exist in any of the Archon quests. The one time he existed in some meaningful capacity in a quest, and he did like one thing, Bennett hangout. Okay, one day I'll do it. You know what? I should probably get around to doing a few more hangouts. First one I will do, just for you, Gay SD How, will be a Bennett hangout, okay? You remind me whenever I get around to doing a few more hangouts, probably in the second half of 3.8. That's probably the best time for me to be doing hangouts. He was found by the Adventurers Guild, got adopted by 2 dads. Okay, whoop-de friggin' do, I guess. I mean, I don't know, like, that sounds important for him, but... So? Like, the one time he showed up in some meaningful capacity in an event quest? Is it even an event quest or is it an Archon quest? Suspedo is an event quest, right? It's not an Archon quest. So, the one time he showed up in some meaningful capacity in, like, an event quest was Suspedo. And what did he do? He got lost and then he locked his ass. He got lost and then he accidentally got himself locked up and that's it. And then nothing else happened. He contributes nothing to the story.
Where could it be?
I think knowing Dory's backstory made me hate her even more. Yeah, but at least Dory, like, actually is featured in an Archon quest, so there's at least that.
That's the one. there goes my big introduction.
Yeah, Dory's characterization is,
Oh, I can't believe
you know, but at least she exists in the story.
And can give
She's
things
there.
those things, but beyond that,
We know without having to read anything else. We know what Dory is. She is a merchant,
everything in full.
and she has a genie, and she's more crazy.
Persuasive Kokomi can be when she really
Okay,
wants to.
we have something to work with.
Sometimes
Bennett?
having a strategist
What
around
the hell do we have to work with? Aside from doing his, before we do his hangout, what the hell do we have to work with? Nothing. And if you started playing after the Suspado quest, you have less than nothing.
Seen it before,
Anyway,
and I'll tell you all about it. This
point is,
called
Bennett's a unit.
projector. Every
Nahida
user in the
and Nilu
room
and everyone else
using
are characters.
device. All you need to do is place an item in the projector, and you can construct a corresponding item based on the shape of the original and your imagination. At least, I think that's what it used to do. With the domain in its current state, only its most basic functions are still operable.
And then furthermore,
Okay, not
Nilu?
that basic.
It's not just a character.
At the moment, it's only able to show 2
Nilu's an idea.
objects. I call them
Chat.
reprints.
I think you can all come together and agree with me. Nilu's not a character. Nilu's not just a character. Nilu is an idea. When you bring Nilu into your team as your first character, that is you saying to the world,
I'll leave you to go in and physically retrieve it.
there is an idea
I
to make blooms
here
just
rooting for you
blow up,
by doing
to legalize nuclear bombs. When I
Oh,
choose
sorry.
Nilu,
I feel like I have 2 left feet when I try to dance.
I am not choosing a team.
Guess I'll just
I am not just choosing a character.
sit and wait.
I am choosing to play US foreign policy.
Come on, cheer up
Bombs first?
from here.
Ask questions? Never. That is Nilu. And I don't think playing US foreign policy is ever niche. Okay, let's see. We will need to move that out of the way. No, that's good. Okay.
Doesn't look like the component is in here.
Kate doing the cancelled 80% speedrun.
Now you just need to bring it back out.
Hey, I'm not the one who basically bombed the Middle East into oblivion, okay? It is what it is. But yeah, Nilu is not just a character. Nilu is an idea, an ideal to strive for.
In that huge wheel.
It's
We're not those kinds of people.
assure you that
But yeah, I think Nilu is the very...
so
If there is a definition of niche,
it's missing.
I guess the conclusion to this, because we're starting this now, the conclusion to this discussion, in my opinion,
Going smoothly from here.
if there is a community definition of niche,
She did manage to defeat
no matter what it is,
Neo Chamber after all.
I think we can pretty easily figure out how Nilu is the direct opposite of it.
Thank you for all your help. I'll take this and start trying to repair the central.
And I would, even if it ends up getting as tenuous as, well, Nilu's not a character, Nilu's an idea. Yeah, that's still, that works. That should work.
All I can do is try and handle the actual repair.
Anyway, let's move on. Okay, Bottleland. Okay, what's going on in Bottleland? Where are we? Oh, we're over here. It's fascinating, isn't it? How this kind of stuff happens.
What's wrong, Kokomi?
What's wrong, Great Cock?
I'm just a little confused. You mentioned that the water droplet showed you how to use the projector?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I'm so curious to know what happened. Oh, sure!
Idea is not better than being a character. Bennett as an idea has a lot more weight than it's a character. Except Bennett's not a character, Bennett's a unit.
Oh. Now it stopped again!
Because there's no characterization to Bennett as far as I can tell.
It also wasn't spinning at the right speed. Before the incident, it spun much faster. Oh, so you saw it back when it was still working?
Is this place part of Inazuma then, or is this place part of... This is still part of Sumeru, right?
But the incident took place not long.
Oh no, it only just...
entered.
Oh right, okay.
Like Idia said, it felt like the world was flipped upside down. I don't know how else
I get the feeling that this might all have something to do with the sky being fake.
to experience it again.
No, it's no use. Seems it won't run until all the missing components are returned. For a moment there, when it started turning, I got excited. I thought that maybe the hub can work just fine without the other three.
Wishful thinking is only going to lead to disappointment, Idia. Let's stick to the plan. We'll get there.
Hey! Miss Honorary Knight and Miss General are here. Oh, and our mascot.
What's up, Claire?
You beat us! I was sure we were gonna be the first ones back.
How did
So much cold air in this apartment, the hell? How did it go? Oh, where a knight's sword goes, victory soon follows. True.
Impressive. I doubt you'd find many other knights of such caliber even among the Knights of Favonius.
How about our master thief and mage? Did you find anything?
You bet! We made a huge discovery. The place we were trying to get to was blocked off. We couldn't see anything past it, and there was no
Kokomi's presence still doesn't make sense. In order to get to this place, you have to go all the out of your way to find the bottle in the middle of the desert.
nowhere, so we hurried back here.
I can't remember how she... No, has Kokomi explained how she even got here in the first place?
See, Miss Honorary Knight, let's go on a canyon adventure.
Like, it's not like Alice actually knows who Kokomi is, right? Surely. Yeah, let's go!
Sit this one out. I'm beat after trying to make those repairs. I need to take a break.
Then again, though,
Miss General, you should...
with all this water...
You can hide behind me and give me smart advice while I protect you.
Wonderful. It would be an honor to serve as advisor for our young mage.
What suits me is peaceful, so she wanted to expand her horizons and see the world. Is she actually on holiday? Claire! Don't run out too far! Wait, what's this?
Yield.
Here! Yeah!
Got him! Oh, hell. Okay, I'm gonna actually need an archer for this. Hell. Okay.
Strike.
Boom! That's what Sarah!
Restock and press onward.
For those wondering at home, yes, I am using my R4 Skyharp on Sarah. Self-sufficient Sarah. Yeah.
I see everything.
Who's next?
Restock and press onward.
My bill for this event is Kaz Yalan DMC Kuki. Yeah, fair enough. Wait, did I not see this entire area? Oh! Oh, by finishing the first quest, an entire section of the map gets unlocked. Okay. I was thinking like, damn, I didn't see any of this in the map before.
It wasn't here before.
Oh, it wasn't even here before.
Appeared, I heard a faint sound, like something mechanical.
Oh, when the big thing at the top turns. Okay.
Would it have been the central hub? That would mean this canyon appeared after it started spinning.
It would seem so, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, who the hell is this?
Hey! Paimon didn't realize anyone else besides Dia lived here.
You actually saw her? She's barely shown her face since everything started falling apart here.
Excuse me for asking, but
Who's this guy?
who are you?
Oh, right. I didn't introduce myself.
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Me and my brothers look after this whole zone.
And you're also part of the Adventurers Guild?
Until this whole domain was, like, flipped upside down. Or
Where are we?
the method we were
The
using
Adventurers Guild have people posted here? What?
Dia is working on repairing the domain. We were just with her before coming here.
Really? Huh. I assume that she'd be curled up in a fetal position somewhere, hoping all her problems will magically disappear on their own. Good for her. Anyway, I checked all the stations around the whole circuit. They've all conked out.
Conked out? How? Would you mind elaborating a little for us?
Wait, is this the place with the friggin' with the
As travelers,
what do you call it? The chugga the choo choo chugga chugga big red car?
I'm Mage Klee, Idia's helper.
a mage? You?
Allow me to explain.
This is Alice's daughter.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, right now the more helpers we got, the better.
Claire!
I guess.
Don't go running off.
Anyway, our first priority is to get the carts here up and running again.
Oh? And why is that?
The roads here twist and turn so much that the best way to get around is by riding the rail tracks instead. Let me show you. This is what we used to make them. Did Dia bring you up to speed on these things?
Yeah.
Basically, we need to decide that'll make a cart for us.
Like
Wait, what?
Can it be anything as long as it looks like a cart?
Yeah, you could put it that way. But one other thing is that it has to be compatible with the tracks.
So,
Claire, what are you thinking?
something like a sedan chair, maybe?
A sed.
But I'm not sure we have all the materials required to build one of those.
When I think of sedan, I'm thinking of a car, but Watatsumi has never shown any propensity of having cars. Sedan automobile? Sedan. Oh, an enclosed chair for conveying one person. Carried between two poles by two porters. Okay. That's a little bit different then. Because I was immediately thinking car. A car seat. We haven't made it to Fontaine yet.
How about you, Traveler? Any ideas?
Castle with legs.
What kind of a suggestion is that? That would be way too complicated to make.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think we have the right materials for that.
Oh, rip. Claire, what are you thinking?
Really? Hey everyone, come and see what Klee made.
Ta-da! Look, I made a cart.
Wow! Amazing work, Klee!
Wow, that was fast.
Oh, it fits a track like a glove too. Plus, it's a heck of a lot cuter than the ones that Dia made.
Nice one, Claire.
I just wanted to give it a try, and suddenly, boom! There it was.
Paimon's gotta ask. What exactly did you make your cart from, Klee?
I used Jumpy Dumpty.
Hi? Wait, what?
Thought so.
Is there a problem or something? If not,
She made
get ready to-
cart with a the cart with a bomb?
This cart is made from,
It's made from a nuclear bomb. We'll be fine.
It's a bomb or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bomb.
I gather from your conversation that Dumpty is a little more volatile than the cute name suggests.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
'Cause the NPC
Oh,
only takes
also,
a look.
Gansty Hal, before I forget, you're debating whether or not you want to get C1 Yola?
Well, different materials have
I mean, like I mentioned before, like I would go for Scaramemes over C1 Yola,
Stuff
but if you really like Yola, go for it.
to make sure we aren't about to end up like the, flying fish of Starfell.
But if you want to, if you have like, but I feel like if you have any inclination whatsoever of getting Scaramemes,
we need a hydro
you have time for Scara even after C1 Yola? Well, fuck it then, go for it, man. Do you have any intention whatsoever of getting Linny, Lynette, or Fremine?
Ready to roll.
If not, then fine, go for it. Alright, let's do this. Cart platforms and choo-choo trains split and locked, yada yada. Okay. You have no intention of getting Linny, Lynette, or Fremine? Yeah. Then fuck it, go for it, man. Good luck, my dude. Good luck.
Whoa! This card is fast! Chugga 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 choo! Woo woo!
Yeah! I'm gonna call it the choo-choo cart!
Wee. I'm done with charge attack bow users. Fair enough.
We can go any further.
Fair enough.
Looks like it's all reverted to a preprint state here.
You know why that happened?
Well then it's gonna be interesting when the drip marketing drops
By the streaming projector. But the
right before 3.0 drop. Sorry, 3.0. Right before 4.0 drops. It's gonna be interesting when the drip marketing drops for the 4.1 characters, and we'll see
The projector
who's next.
by a giant bug.
If it's
That's the
if we go by the
device from damage.
well, if we go by the
Streaming projector. Serious.
what do you call it? The order as they were shown in that trailer. I think Ralphsley is gonna be next. Ralphsley and
Aw, it seems to really like that name.
I don't remember what the kid's name is. The kiddo and Ralphsley might be next. And if that's the case, then like 4.2 is gonna be like, obviously we can't really go off that one because that one implied that Fossil Laws will be dead last, which is most certainly not going to be the case, surely, right? Unless it actually ends up being the case. Oh, can you imagine the riot that would happen if Fossil Laws ended up being like the last Fontaine character to show up? The last playable Fontaine character was Fossil Laws. Oh, that would be rage-inducing, man.
Ah, so the Hydroidolin was locked up in that chest.
Aw, it's completely empty.
Yay! We saved 2 water droplets now!
But yeah, I suspect... Hey?
Whoa. Water droplet just transformed into some new tracks.
Good. Let's keep going then.
Isn't that what happened to Zhongli? No, but no, Zhongli, the rage against Zhongli wasn't because he took bloody forever to show up. It was because during the beta he wasn't particularly strong. So, wait, crap, what am I supposed to do again? I didn't read the tutorial, crap. Okay, so that's not right. Tutorial... Okay. Train. Crap. I actually don't remember what I'm supposed to do with the choo-choo train.
To manifest eternity.
So...
Begins will.
Oh no, Q&E, right, okay, no, never mind, Q&E. Yeah, anyway, yeah, no, the drama with Zhongli was because he wasn't strong during the beta. The drama with, but if Fossilor shows up really, really late as like the last Fontaine playable character to show up in the 4.0 cycle, that's going to be a different kind of drama.
Hey, Ferdinand! You mentioned that you managed this place together with your brothers. Did you mean that your brothers are water droplets?
No, the hydroidolins are like helpers here. As for my brothers, well... those two. You'll meet them soon enough.
And then the drama with A was the whole Raido incident.
Value behind.
There was no drama with Nahida. In fact, there was reverse drama with Nahida. This says that there was additional, I would say there was additional hype for Nahida because of the fact that initially her skill had an ICD, but it hit a bit faster, and then later on they decided, well, we're gonna make it hit a little bit slower, but then it has no ICD, and that's why Nahida is such a ludicrously strong Dendro applicator, because of that. So it was reverse drama with Nahida.
Seems we've just about finished repairing the station and the connecting tracks. Let's go check the track switcher now. It's over there.
There's a track. What? Oh, it's all the way over there.
Quiver!
One sec, everyone. I don't remember if there was any drama with Venti though. I think Venti was... I think like... I mean, Venti came out what, 1.0? Like everyone was still relatively new to the game, whatever it is what it is. But I guess like, if anything, like there was anti-drama with Venti. Because I don't think Venti's... I mean, the first Venti banner was pretty popular, but everyone started the game and they were pretty excited. Venti banners since have not done even remotely all that well.
Here.
They kind of just happen, and I think Hoyoverse just uses it as like almost like a tax write-off. It's like, it happens, whatever it is, what it is, who cares, move on.
Huge. I bet it's something super important. I remember what Kaya said earlier.
Very good, Klee. You're using
There's-
what you saw earlier to make observations, like a real adventurer.
There it is. Very annoying.
Appears to be a system that
Who was considered the best character in the beginning? Diluc.
That's right. Originally,
Back in the old days,
he was flipped this
Diluc was considered very, very strong.
But it seems Jeremy still hasn't fixed it yet. He sure
In fact, Bennett was considered very weak back then,
done.
because nobody understood how the game worked, and therefore nobody understood the value of his ult. And so Bennett was always looked at as just Budget Diluc.
I suggested we start with the station, but he said we should start at the junction. Really, it made no difference which one we started with, but he just had to turn it into a huge argument. He always treats me like I'm a fool and disagrees with anything I say. Let's see what he has to say now that I've already fixed the tracks.
If you ask me, you're clearly a sharp person, Ferdinand.
Yes, finally someone who can recognize that, rather than just shrugging off my ideas. Come on, let's make our way to the junction and see what he's up to. I bet he's still fretting over what to do.
Alright, let's go.
Sometimes I can't help but get angry just thinking of Jeremy. You should have seen him back in the sandstorm. I suggested we go east. And he argued we should go west.
You were in a sandstorm? What happened after that?
We separated and each went on.
Back in the old days,
Lucky for us.
back in the old days, Lisa was considered
Otherwise, I'm sure
not
we'd be
good.
buried in the sand.
Obviously, back in the old days, I didn't care. Even nowadays, I still don't really care. But you know,
Still,
before Dendro and then Dendro happened, and people realized, oh,
well, did you make any progress?
Lisa's actually pretty good. But like that's a completely different thing. Katsing was in a similar Katsing was in a similar like
and then make a new card.
a similar predicament.
Junction to. Wait a minute. How did you get here? It took a lot of effort for me to climb all the way up here.
You climbed here?
Standing right in front of you.
Yeah, sure. Those travelers must have helped you.
Yes, we did.
You never get anything done on your own. You always get someone else's help and then try to take.
Oh my
credit.
God, Jeremy, stop being a bastard.
No one to talk. What have you managed to accomplish, huh? You were here just moping around all day.
Whoa. They started arguing the moment they saw each other. But aren't they supposed to be brothers?
It's because they're brothers.
Me? His brother? Hardly.
All right, Jeremy. That's enough.
Jeremy,
Fine.
not Jeremy.
Focusing my
Jeremy.
track switch rather than arguing.
I. How did that happen?
Calm down too, Ferdinand. Let's all focus on
How did that happen, chat?
any person.
Lisa Barbara was the only way I did damage. Did you know I didn't know about talent levels until June? I've done that before. Just completely ignore an entire part of the game for the longest time and then realize, oh shit, there was like all of this that I completely forgot about.
Much. It means a lot.
I probably did that in Tower of Fantasy, not gonna lie.
We're just trying to.
I barely played Star Rail, but I probably did that in Tower of Fantasy. It was probably like an entire part of the game
That you and
that I
Ferdinand brought the card up here. We'll need to
didn't even pay attention to it in some meaningful capacity. Like it took me like a few weeks of the few weeks that I actually played. It took me a few weeks before I kind of started looking at how the modding system worked, or like how the artifact system worked in Tower of Fantasy.
keep the junction turning. They operate practically everything else in the domain.
So I was wondering, like, damn, I don't feel like I'm doing a whole lot of damage now. What's going on? It's because all my characters were unmodded, or rather, all my weapons were unmodded. Let's fill it up. Ooh, he's blooming.
All right. Seems most of the tracks and junctions have been repaired now.
Yep. So maybe it's time you give credit where credit is due,
What? You think you deserve the credit? If anything, we should be thanking these travelers.
Oh my god, you too.
You... Well, either way, you're not getting any credit.
I did 10k damage until...
To criticize my ideas and...
You did 10k damage tops until AR-58? Damn.
And what about you?
But you're not a Spiral Abyss head, what are you? Or you weren't a Spiral Abyss Sweat Lord, well, back then, were you?
One of your brilliant ideas.
If you weren't a Spiral Abyss Sweat Lord, 10k DPS is fine.
Wasn't he with you?
Claire's completely unimpressed.
You.
Seriously? Couldn't you have at least looked to see where he was before you left?
Hey, come on!
I think Claire's about to scream at him.
So what's your excuse?
Claire's about to cry. You don't like seeing people argue?
Get it?
What's wrong?
No
I just don't like his smug attitude, that's all.
Who are you calling smug? If anything, you're the one who's making such a big fuss right now.
Oh my god.
All right, I think we've heard enough from you two. If you insist on bickering, then I'd suggest you go somewhere else. Otherwise, I'll just cool you two off myself.
Cool it! Yeah, don't make Balls mad. If you make Balls mad,
Now, come with me.
he's gonna sick Clay on you.
Word with you.
If Balls sicks Claire on you, bro, you're actually dead.
There are many complicated situations in this world which don't always have a logical explanation. As a passing traveler here, it's not my place to comment on.
Claire could do a lot more damage to this place than any missing component could. True.
Family issues can be the
Yeah,
toughest.
Balls is giving them a real dressing down right now. Hell yeah.
Dealing with this kind of thing either, Kokomi.
Understandable.
It's still not right.
I mean, surely Kokomi would be used to this because, you know, she runs an army.
My feelings.
I'm sorry. We've calmed down. We shouldn't argue in front of a child like that.
We're sorry, Klee.
It's okay.
Back to the topic at hand. Weren't you about to go?
Can't man work. Hell yeah, man.
Ah, right. Our best guess is he's somewhere around the torrential twister.
The friggin' what now?
Have to use the junction to send the cart to another area.
Sorry to trouble you again, but would you help us find him?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Ferdinand, Jeremy,
Hey, come on, you two.
don't friggin' start,
After all, can't you try to get along?
or I'll beat your ass. Wait, switch tracks at the junction. Seems like it's just directly down. Do I just jump down? Rotate the track, Blossom. Use the wooden board on the platform to check the destination. Okay.
Okay, this is the end of this track segment. Otto should be nearby.
Oh, this doesn't tell us anything. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay, so that's how that works. So if I want to go up, I would have to pick the cerulean one, etc, etc, etc. Also, Monster has a cavalry captain with no horses. All forms of transport are done by balloon? Yeah, true. No, all forms of transport are done by dragon. Dvalin is the biggest taxi in all of Mondstadt. What the hell? Whoa, that was intense. Who's this schmuck? Oh, Huddle. Wow, they really
Press onward.
they really popped up with the music for the choo-choo cart.
Ah, I guess you had repaired the tracks and stations as soon as I saw a cart coming along.
Oh, speaking of sickly coughs.
Now that the tracks, station, and carts are all repaired, we're about ready to reopen Torrential Twister. It will be good to see my design back in action again.
You're in no condition to be out running around like this, Hado.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but these are unusual circumstances.
That's true, but you should stop to think things through.
Exactly. If there's anything that needs to be done, you can just let Ferdinand and I take care of it.
You and Ferdinand? Together? It would be a miracle for you two to do anything together without fighting.
Hey, that's between Jeremy and me. No need to add fuel to the fire, okay?
Uh-oh, don't start.
Trying to make
Don't start.
I'm just saying.
Claire's gonna get upset again.
okay,
Oh, don't worry. We're not arguing, Klee. We're just, discussing some things.
Are you and Jeremy worried about Hado?
Hmm?
Why don't you just talk to him about it?
Yeah, true.
Kaya's also worried about me sometimes, but he doesn't ever criticize me.
You're right. But our relationship is much better than these guys.
Yeah, true.
Well, our situation is a little different.
How so?
How so?
We've been through this kind of thing before. If we didn't warn Hado, then he wouldn't take it seriously and something would eventually happen.
Okay.
Brothers, we have to help him.
But it doesn't look like you're helping.
Hey, Spectre, how's it going?
Maybe Klee doesn't understand everything. But my mommy told me that you help someone to make them feel happy, not to make yourself happy.
That's good.
Hado sure does look very happy. Why don't you ask him what he needs?
Clee's right, you know. You three need to open up and talk things
Wow,
through.
Claire, font of wisdom.
We are brothers after all.
I've always cared a lot about
Keeping up the grind? Keep up the grind? Yeah, cheers, mate.
desert. You started out and Jeremy and I started arguing. Eventually, all three of us ended up in this domain. I'm just worried that something similar could happen again. If you were to pass out and with nobody around to help you.
I know. But this domain is nowhere near as dangerous as the desert.
Okay.
I was thinking that if I could handle these problems myself, then you two wouldn't have to argue about anything. If it weren't for my poor health and lack of energy all the time, then I wouldn't have always been such a burden on you two.
No need to feel guilty, Hado. This was our choice. The three of us love adventuring. No one is a burden on anyone. Isn't that why we came up with the idea for this area? I would do the thinking, Ferdinand would use his muscle, and you would...
Be sickly.
The blueprints and build tracks. It'll be a safe way to see all kinds of amazing scenery. Yes, that was the plan.
Plans change.
See? Doesn't it feel better just to get along?
Hey, what are you trying to say? You make it sound like I've only been trying to talk myself up.
But you have.
That is great, Ferdinand.
Really?
You know, Klee, having the car zip along the tracks was my idea.
Yeah, what an amazing idea. You're so smart.
Oh my friggin' god.
Do you want to ride even?
These three schmucks.
Yay! Let's ride more.
Looks like all three of them are trying to win Clee's approval now.
And Claire is all about it, true.
But her innocent, childlike nature is very powerful.
They're yes men in Claire. Yeah, true. No, it's more like they're all just desperately trying to get some validation
Need to get the Hydra
from a kid.
in the cart to help us.
Which I guess is kind of like how streamers work as well, but they're trying to get some validation off a kid. Which makes it even more sad. What? What? God damn it. All right, come on. That was very, very annoying and somewhat very, very dumb. But okay, whatever. We'll move on. Fill it up. Wait, what? Okay.
Good. Torrential Twister is ready to run now. Let's go to the station at the start of the track.
Okay. Before we do that, I see this thing here. Let's do that real quick. Go, Sora, go! 30 friggin' particles, god damn. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Hey. Oh yo, this terrain is not particularly good for running.
Restock and press onward.
Everyone hold hands.
Glory to the
Hoya! There we go. Was that a completely unnecessary use of Sora's ult? Yes. Would I do it again? Yes. Alright, let's go back to the state. Let's go back to the torrential twister cart. Oh. Actually, it's like 11 o'clock. I think I might call it a night, folks. Okay, yeah, let's, what the? Oh, there's another one here, but I don't know how to get there. Yet. Okay, yeah, we'll continue with more of this, with more of the shenanigans, later. We have all the time in the world for this. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, don't forget to follow. Feel free to sub. If you're watching on YouTube now or in the future, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And, I think in terms of weekly shenanigans, I think we're done for the week, right? Is there anything else I've missed in particular? Requests, they're kind of boring. Cooking. Oh, I actually should do cooking. One sec. Fastest place to cook would actually be still Liyue. Yeah, requests are whatever. Yeah. Cooking though. That's easy enough. Oops. So we have 99. We have 99 flour. Butter. Gonna do Archon hunts. Alright, have fun. Thanks for joining. I haven't done my Archon hunt. I haven't done Archon hunts in a while. Actually. I might get around. I might get back to doing them someday. Anyway, KFC is open, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna make... KFC's not open yet, ladies and gentlemen. KFC's open now. Golden chicken burgers. 49 of them. It's red this week? Oh, that's a good one. Ah. Yeah. Maybe I should do them again. It's fine. I'll eventually get around to like having some time to actually do them again. Or whatever. Okay, like I said, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, don't forget to follow and feel free to sub. If you're watching on YouTube now or in the future, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Committed to memory, the Temple of Wisdom.
Come a little closer.
The doctor will see you.
Seems like an
Surrender and I'll be...
Strike!
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Fall before me!
Come a little closer. Hup, yeah.
a bitter pill to swallow.
Quiver!
Make yourselves a room.
Storm the front!
You're in for a little shock.
Taking a turn for the better. Yeah.
This may hurt a little.
Flash!
Let's spark things.
Committed to memory, the Temple of Wisdom.
Mind the side effects.
Strike!
Grow, grow, grow.
Remember, health comes first.
I'm ready!
You're in for a little shock.
Cut down.